we've detected an anomaly in the Azure Nebula. Because of the Tholian activity in that area, we're concerned that they may be attempting to open a rift to the mirror universe. I need a ship to go out there and check it out.
Temporal says that Starfleet Command reports that a space-time anomaly has apparently been seen in this area of space. She says with the Tholian activity in this region, they wanted us to check it out and see what we can learn. She says she has the anomaly on sensors and she's locking in coordinates now. Understood, Temporal. Helm, let's set a course and let's get this over with. The Corps of Engineers aren't going to be happy if we're late for our appointment with a dry dock. Temeraire is scheduled for refit. 1/2 impulse. We're approaching the anomaly. Sensors indicate a vessel of some sort. Temporal, prepare to get a detailed scan once we're in range. Temporal says, fascinating. She's no longer detecting anything in front of us, but she is picking up a similar, or possibly the same anomaly, at a new location. She says she's updated the coordinates on the map. Indeed, by the looks of things, the anomaly is now positioned off our port bow. I can't say that I've ever come across an anomaly that I had to chase before. This should be interesting. Helm, set a new course, this time at full impulse. Helm, bring us a few points to port. Engage. We're detecting another vessel, this one significantly smaller, but again, not a clear reading. Temporal, let's get a scan. Damn. Temporal says it happened again. The anomaly jumped to a new location. She says it likely can't keep doing this forever. We just need to get close enough for a sensor sweep. I intend to, Commander. Helm, set a course. Full impulse again. Temporal, be ready on that scan. Another vessel, once again, not a clear reading. And as predicted, it's gone. Temporal says the science team is working on extending active sensor range, and she says until that happens, the new coordinates are locked. Helm, you know the drill, hard to port. Bloody hell, at this rate we are going to be late for our appointment with the dry dock. Another relatively large vessel this time. Temporal says that the anomaly seems to be holding steady this time. Scanners are ready, on my orders. So it's given up the chase. Fascinating. Well, by all means, Commander. Freighter Temeraire requesting permission to dock at Tholian base. Understood. Another day, another shipment of techosite for the Tholians. But at least there's some variation this time. This is my first run to this particular base. But they're all the same. I was told to meet a man named Franklin Drake. I believe I see him about offloading my cargo. Franklin Drake, I presume?
Do you have a question?
I'm here with a techosite shipment. I was told to see you about offloading it.
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something.
Taste? That'll be a nice change. Thank you, Drake. I'll see you again once my ship is offloaded and we can set out again. Oh, like I said, all these bases are the same procedure, same conversations. Although if the plumbing soup actually tastes like something, that will be different. Well, let's find out. I just had the strangest feeling. I've never made a run to this base, but I feel like I've seen that Polian somewhere before. Sorry to bother you, do we know one another? She says that I also look familiar to her. She's asking if I've been in any other work camps in this sector. No, I've actually never made runs to this sector before. I'm Captain Bluer Ninja, the skipper of the Temeraire. A freighter, we've got a Tegazite shipment offloading now. She says her name is Zarva. She says she's been here for about 6 weeks now, working in the cargo bays. She says she's pretty good at fixing things, even the worn-out junk that the Tholians give them. Oh yes, I have quite a bit of experience with that worn-out junk. My ship is comprised of it. Well, it's nice meeting you, even if I can't place where I've seen you before. Fascinating. Well, I suppose if you've been running freight as long as I have, then all the faces start to blend together, I suppose. Right, let's get that plumix soup. A Vulcan dish, I believe. Tragic what happened to their planet. Quite a varied crowd in here. There's a Freeman. There's an Andorian in that corner over there. There's another human. It just happened again. What the hell? Hi, have we met before? She says I look familiar to her as well. And she says she's seen me around, which is unlikely because this is my first run to this area. She asks if I'm the one caught cheating in that Tongo game at Drozana. She says she heard the Ferengi and his Nausicaan buddies broke my arms. I'm afraid you may be confusing me with someone else, and I must be doing the same for you because I've never been to Drozana Station and I wouldn't dream of cheating at Tonga with Nausicans around. It's nice meeting you anyway. She says her name is Elisa Flores, but most people around here call her Chief. She does a little bit of everything. Security, ship work, cargo hauling, anything that pays and will get her to the next port. Indeed. Well, I'll keep you in mind if I ever need a favor done. Nice meeting you. Twice in one day. What the hell? Right. One of the many downsides of working for the Tholians is that they don't know how, well, humanoid food tastes because they don't eat anything like it. So they're not very good at preparing replicator patterns. Computer, well, let's try that plumix soup, shall we? Humanoid dietary supplement 47. That's a very solid plumix.
I haven't seen you around here before, Captain.
Well, yes, that's unsurprising. This is actually my first run to this sector.
Got a minute to talk?
Oh, well, there's not exactly much else to do while my shipment of Tegazite gets offloaded. Why not? Like I said, I'm new here.
I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean.
I'm sorry, what?
My ship, my crew. We were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed. We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship.
What the devil are you talking about? Timelines, anomalies? Who's us?
Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed.
Oh, God. I was hoping for a nice, pleasant conversation, and this man is clearly mad. God, I better find a way to end this conversation gradually, or he'll probably try to stab me.
We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. and the Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right, but then the Klingons found us in the Enterprise D, and there's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
Well, there goes my hopes of ending this conversation gradually and getting as far away from this person as possible. God, I suppose I'll have to see his friend too. Maybe he's just lying to me and this is just going to be a simple mugging. I'll lose the few credits that I have on me and hopefully survive. Fine. Lead on. For once, I wish the Tholians were more strict on security. Well, at least he's not leading me to a dark alleyway. Well, at least the person he was leading me to isn't fictional, and I'm actually in a pretty populated area. That's a good sign. Maybe they're not gonna mug me.
My name is Tasha Yar. I was Chief Tactical Officer of the USS Enterprise D. In my timeline, we were fighting a war against the Klingons, and I was proud to do my part to protect the Federation. What I learned, though, in the correct timeline, history as it should be, I died a meaningless death. I accepted the risks when I put on the uniform, and I don't regret what happened. But if I'm going to die, I want it to mean something. That's why I chose to go back with the Enterprise C. I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help.
God, these people are clearly mad, but they claim that they're in Starfleet, and from what I've heard, they're certainly speaking like Starfleet officers. And me, in Starfleet as well. Look, whatever your plan is, it's probably gonna get me killed. I'm probably gonna regret this. But count me in. What do you need?
Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least. Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise.
Look, I'm not gonna believe your story until I see that ship in that hangar. But I'm not particularly attached to my life as a freighter captain anyway. Let's do it. What's next?
Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
I'll keep that in mind. This day went a whole lot different than I was expecting. I think I'm in a resistance. I think I've just joined a resistance. What the hell am I thinking? Well, there's no backing out now. I'll get to Drake. Oh, I forgot my plumbing soup. It looked like a very bread-like soup anyway. I wasn't particularly looking forward to it. Greetings again, Drake.
Do you have a question?
Look, I've spoken to Jan Castile. I'm in. I want out of here. They said you had a key for me.
Take it. Here's a map, too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect any more help from me. The Federation fell before I was born. I shouldn't even care, but there's something about Yar and Castillo. I know they believe they can make a difference. It makes me want to believe.
Right? Yeah, it's weird. Like, I wouldn't have dreamed of trying to resist the Tholians before now, but they just sound so much like Starfleet. Anyway, should probably keep my voice down. Thank you. I'll take the risks now. Oh yeah, thanks for the update on my Techazite shipment. I'll get back to the mess hall now. Not sure why I did that. Literally no one watching, and I don't think that the Tholians have audio monitoring systems. Now, however, I need to find someone mad enough to cause a distraction for a Tholian guard. I can see him up there in his EV suit. Good God. Okay, this is instance number 3, and I'm starting to think that I'm going mad. I'm almost certain that I've met that Vulcan before. You look incredibly familiar. She says she gets that a lot. She says she must have one of those faces. Perhaps. She says her name is Temporal. Apparently she served on a few ships, but cargo haulers don't need science officers, so it's harder to find a berth these days. She says she'll even cook if that's what the ship needs. Anything to get out of this work camp. Well, I'm afraid that my ship is full on all crew positions, but I'm about to sacrifice my life and career for 2 people that I've just met anyway, so you won't want to stick around me. But I'll keep you in mind if I survive this. I just completely forgot to ask about the distraction. Oh, well, I can't go back now. I'll just find another person. Right, who here would be mad enough to do this? Well, Rieman's a pretty hardcore.
I will be free.
That's a good sign. So you want to be free, eh? I think that I may be able to offer you a chance. Myself and a few others are trying to get to a ship in the hangar to get the hell out of here, and we need a distraction. Can I perhaps interest you in that? We'll do our best to get you out of here once we manage.
Your plan is foolhardy. If you want to die, do it without my assistance.
Well, I'm sorry I brought it up.
But I am not a fool. Kalis once talked about a man who stepped outside to battle a storm. Kalis went to this man and asked him why he didn't seek shelter. And the man replied that he would stand before the wind and make it respect him. Kalis honored his choice and went inside. The man died. The wind does not respect a fool, and neither do the Tholians.
Do I look like a soldier?
I'm Captain Bloober Ninja. I'm the skipper of the freighter Temeraire.
My name is Tanae, and for many years I served in Starfleet. After the war was lost, I joined a resistance movement attempting to liberate the core worlds. We failed. We were able to keep the Klingons at bay, but not the Dominion and their allies. After the Breen destroyed Earth and the Dominion occupied Betazed, continued resistance was illogical. Against all reason, we continued our fight as our resistance cells fell, one by one. You might say I was one of the fortunate ones. I survived. I would not agree.
Well, it is promising that I found an actual Starfleet officer, but to be honest, she seems a bit too depressed to be an effective distraction for us. Right, I'll just swiftly moving on.
Do you require anything else?
No, you've just ruled yourself out of what I required. Well, I mean, it's interesting to meet a Vulcan who served on a Starfleet vessel. But what about the Sandorian?
How can I assist you?
I'm Captain Bloober Ninja of the freighter Temeraire.
I'm Valkel Shawn, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies, mostly. But once in a while, they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. but they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out.
Good God, he was victorious in a battle against Klingon raiders. He certainly seems bold enough for what we need. Good God.
If there's anything else you need, let me know.
Actually, there is. Myself and a few others are trying to get out of here. There's a ship in the docking bay that can get us out of this sector and hopefully away from the Tholians. But we need someone to distract that Tholian guard over there so we can reach the control room.
I don't remember the Federation, or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born. This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about. I want the Federation back. I'll help. Just tell me what you need.
Literally just the diversion, mate. You are my saving grace. I'm not sure who else I would have asked if not for you. Oh, wait. Oh, he's going right now. Oh God, I better get ready. Right, just minding my own business. Speaking to this Cardassian.
I'll die before I serve you.
Oh, it's working. It's working. It's working.
This food isn't fit for dogs.
It really isn't. Anyway, oh God, I hope he'll be alright. Sounds like things aren't going well. I better move. I'm inputting the security key. Okay, right, let's go, let's go. The plan was to get me into the vents. I think I see an opening there. Right, get in here before patrol comes by.
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, and where you are currently.
All right, Drake did give me a map, didn't he? Let's see. That's not the most useful map I've ever seen. It just tells me that I've got openings in front of me and to my left. Right. Let's go right. After all, the right way is always the right way. Even if it's the wrong way, it's still the right way. Well, I've not got many choices now. Alright, let's see.
We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room.
Oh,
When
God.
they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue as planned.
I mean, not to poke holes in your plan, but why on earth would the Tholians put a system in place that could cause a hostile environment for them and a survivable one for us?
The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling for study. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle.
Ah, yes, I see. Right. Need to find... Now, it's not only getting to the control room, it's making sure I find the environmental controls and pump in an atmosphere that won't kill me. Right, let's keep moving. Elder Tribble, please, share your wisdom! The Tribble coos for a moment, and then rolls gently towards me, looking for food. I realize that I'm talking to a Tribble. Maybe I've been in these access tunnels too long. Or maybe it's these gas fumes. Oh God, better get out of here. Oh, I've reached some environmental controls. I'm closing the methane gas vents. Right. Now I better replace the atmosphere and kill those Tholians. I'm venting control room. Right, I'm venting the atmosphere. Right, creating oxygen-based environment. Right, I'm down here, only one direction to go, or I'll loop back on myself. Ah, there we go, a control that has access to the temperature controls. Right, lowering the ambient temperature to like, I don't know, 22 degrees. God, I could hear the screeching from here. That probably means I'm close to the entrance of the control room. I think I may be getting close. It could be in that corner there. Oh! Yes, I made it! This is an exit, and I'm pretty sure that it's the control room on the other side of there. And there shouldn't be any Tholians there, but I'll get my Klingon disruptor out, just to be safe. Right, yes, this is the control room. Right, I need to open the door for the others. Wait. It's there! They were telling the truth. The Enterprise. God, we better get up and running. I gotta open that door. What the hell is the Vulcan doing here?
At least they haven't started taking the ship apart yet.
Yes, that is a good sign. I guess she must have been part of the team already, and apparently I must have misjudged her. Right, we gotta get the ship up and running. What are you guys good at?
We don't have much time.
What's your specialty?
I know a few tricks to take that tractor beam system offline. I'm also fairly confident that with enough time, I can release the docking clamps holding the ship, or take down the Tholian's web shielding.
Right, what about you, Starfleet?
My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel. I am familiar with most of the ship's systems, but I spent several months working on a refit of the ship's computer. I am confident I can restore the ship's power levels quickly. Also, I do have some experience with Tholian technology from my time in the Resistance. If you prefer, I could attempt to deactivate the web shield or tractor beams.
Understood. What about you, Dick?
I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell. But I'm really handy with heavy machinery, like those clamps holding the ship. I know I can take care of those and get us free. If you need me to do something else, maybe I could work on that web shield. It will need to come down before we can fly out of here. Or the ship's power. I know every inch of the old girl. If I could figure out the Tholian interface, I might be able to connect to the ship and restore the power remotely.
Right, perfect.
We need to work together. What do you want me to do?
Richard, get on the docking clamps. Right, Starfleet?
I am here to assist. What do you require?
Restore the ship's power levels. Tasha, disable the tractor beam, I'll get on the Tholian webbing. Alright, bloody hell, we don't have much time. The Tholians are bound to detect us any moment, and at which point they'll probably vent the atmosphere and send in a security team. And unfortunately I don't have an EV suit in my back pocket. Right, accessing web emitters. Alright, looks like Richard's nearly done. Right, destabilizing energy matrix.
Overriding security protocols.
Right, I have access. I'm deactivating the Tholian webbing. This should be a good show. Webbing disabled. Now we're just waiting for the tractor beam. Docking clamps. Docking clamps are retracting. Richard's done.
I'm changing the targeting subroutines for the tractor beams.
Understood. Work quickly. Right, looks like Tenay succeeded. Power levels are restored.
Tractor beam is disabled.
Just one last look from this... God, this is a hell of a view. But we gotta get to the Enterprise. Oh, God. Force fields.
I thought you deactivated all the security protocols.
I was in a rush, okay? Oh, bloody hell. I gotta do this quickly.
Do you want me to do that for you? I know a few things about force fields.
I'm halfway there. Give me a moment. Right, one down, 2 to go, it looks like. Right, deactivating.
Having trouble? You do know that we could have Tholians swarming us any minute, right?
I am well aware. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, they're not swarming us quite yet. God, she's a hell of a ship, though. Right, deactivating webbing.
I thought we took care of everything. Starfleet Protocol 547C clearly states that...
don't think the Tholians have heard of Protocol 547C.
Let's go! We're out. Right, we better leave the system before the Tholians send vessels. Get that warp core primed until that happens. Full impulse. Engage.
Captain, I'm detecting Tholian mesh weavers headed for our position.
Oh god, they've opened fire. Evasive maneuvers. This ship has weapons, doesn't it? Return fire. Hard to port. Fire photon torpedoes.
Tholian orb weavers on an intercept course.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, bloody hell. Right, we can still get out of this. Keep firing.
Tholian recluses moving into weapons range, sir. I recommend evasive action.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree with you there. Hot to starboard. Oh, well, this is certainly a short-lived escape attempt. Well, it was nice knowing you all. Well, at least we'll go out fighting. Fire! Fire torpedoes!
Tholian tarantula on sentry.
What? This ship is nearly 100 years old. How the hell are we supposed to defeat a tarantula? That's a dreadnought class. Oh god. Oh god, we're in tractor beams. Well, it's been an honor. At least I had a bit of excitement at the end of my life.
A ship just appeared out of nowhere and destroyed that Tholian tarantula. I've never seen a ship of that configuration before. Or one with that kind of firepower.
Looks like you could use some help.
Well, whoever they are, they just saved our skin. Right. Fire! Right, that's one more vessel down. Target the starboard recluse. Get them in a tractor beam. Right, the hull integrity is down to 42%. Hard to port. Our aft shields are failing. Oh, bloody hell.
We took a hit. Phasers are partially offline. We'll need to work together to take out this last ship.
Understood. There is just one left. Target that recluse. Fire all weapons.
The way is clear, and the temporal anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. It will put you back where you need to be.
Who are you? How do you know what we're about to do?
That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
Thanks for the assistance. Right. Castillo! Gun it! Just one last look at my Tholian overlords. Oh god, we're detecting enemy vessels. Castillo, take us in. Where am I? What am I doing here? I was just on the Enterprise.
I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well.
What are you gonna do with me then?
We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of.
So how do I get back?
As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
Well, we've arrived in the system and we're scanning, but we're not detecting any sort of anomaly. In fact, we're not detecting anything out of the ordinary. Temporal report. Temporal says, fascinating. She says that she had something on her sensors for a moment, but it's gone, apparently. She says everything is quiet. No Tholians, no other vessels within range, and the anomaly Starfleet Command wanted us to investigate isn't here either. She says we can depart system on my orders. Well, looks like we diverted course for nothing. Temporal, launch a probe so we can monitor the system for a while, but until then, Helm, set a course for the Sol system, Warp 7. We've got an urgent appointment with a dry dock. Temeraire is scheduled for an extensive refit, alongside the Enterprise, in fact, and I don't intend to be late. Right, Helm, engage.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.